My name is Daniel Musavi, and this is my Proficiency Cycling Final for Online PE 9. In 1817, Baron Karl von Drais introduced a running machine dubbed the velocipede that was essentially two wagon wheels connected by a wooden plank with a rudimentary device used for steering the front wheel. It took a breakthrough in the 1860s in Paris and an addition of pedals and lever arms to the front wheel of the evolved velocipede to reveal the world's first modern bicycle. Then all the innovations of the 19th century suddenly combined in 1885 to form the Rover. The Rover had a chain and gear to increase leverage, solving the problem of increasingly large wheels on ordinary bikes. There are many important aspects of cycling, but the most important for all sports is safety.
Always remember to wear a helmet when you go cycling. Always bring water when you go cycling to prevent dehydration. Whenever it's dark outside, make sure to have a flashlight so you can see in the dark. Make sure you adjust your helmet to fit your head size. Whenever you go cycling, always make sure that the chains are tight. Make sure you check your tire pressures before cycling, both the back wheel and the front wheel. If your tire pressure is too low for either wheel, make sure to add more air. Whenever you go cycling, make sure you have reflectors, so when cars come by with their headlights, the light will reflect off the reflectors and the cars will be able to see your bike in the road. And you should have one in the front and one in the back, if not more. Whenever there's a busy road, make sure you cross by walking your bike across before you get back on and ride. And look both ways too. Whenever you're riding, make sure you don't ride when it's raining or the road is wet, because your bike might slip and you might hurt yourself.
The next most important thing to know about cycling is braking.
Whenever you're riding, make sure you don't just brake the front brake, especially when going at top speeds, because if you do, there's a chance that the back might go up and you will fall off from the front, which is very dangerous.
Now that you know how to be safe and to brake properly while cycling, let's learn about steering. The first gear is for beginners who have just learned how to use a bike. It requires little power to go forward, and it lets cyclers learn how to get used to the different tools of the bicycle, like the two different brakes. The second gear is really just a step up from the first gear. It's not much of a difference. It does require a bit more power to go forward, but other than that, it's the same thing. The third gear is really just a step up from the second gear. It requires bikers to use more energy and force to go forward, and it's for people who are a little bit more skilled than beginners. Other than that, it's the same. The fourth gear is the midway in the gear spectrum. It it lets bikers experiment with standing up while riding and putting more power into the pedals. The fifth gear requires more power from the fourth gear, and it also requires more the ability to be balanced and coordinated while you're riding. So it's for more advanced cyclers. The sixth gear is one away from the last gear, and it requires lots of power to go forward, and it requires lots of balance and coordination, and you really have to begin to stand up while riding. The seventh gear is the most difficult and the hardest to master. It requires you to stand up while riding and put lots of power and force into your pedaling, and it's really for cyclists who want to get a workout and start sweating in their workout. Cadence is rhythm, and cadence within the field of cycling is the rhythm that which you push on the pedals and the rhythm at which you go forward with the pedals. So most of the time, while you're going straight and on flat terrain, not rough terrain, it's easy to have cadence while riding. But on rough terrain and in turns, it's a lot harder to have cadence. When going downhill, it's ideal to use one of the higher gears. Personally, I like to use the seventh gear because gravity is giving me lots of energy to go fast, so I don't have to put in a lot of energy, and I have more stability and coordination. When going uphill, it's best to use one of the lower gears. I like to use the second gear because I don't have to put in lots of energy to go forward.